It's February, y'all, and you know what that means. It's time for the romance movies, and we are starting off with one that you might have seen before, but it's probably the oldest love story ever told in the history of mankind. And no, we're not talking about Adam and Eve. We're talking about Dracula. So here's my honest review for Dracula. When a 15th century prince denounces God after the loss of his wife, he inherits an eternal curse. He becomes Dracula. Condemned to wander the centuries, he defies fate and death, guided by a single hope: to one day be reunited with his lost love. And that's as much as I'm going to go in because I don't want to spoil this movie. Now, I do have my reservations about this. Granted, I didn't really watch the trailer for this movie. I honestly didn't even know this movie existed until I got the opportunity to watch it ahead of time in exchange for leaving it in a review. Now, I'm not getting paid for this review. This is just me being upfront about it because if it wasn't for you guys watching these videos, honestly wouldn't have the opportunity to do that. So I appreciate you guys for doing so, okay? The more of the family we grow, the better opportunities we get. And I want to be full transparent with that, okay? This review is not based off the fact that I got to see the movie early. It's simply based off of my honest opinion on it, okay? And it will always be that way because I feel like if I'm not going to be honest with you, then why are you even here watching? You know what I mean? That being said, I will say I did have a decent time watching this movie. Now, I say decent because I feel like we've already seen this movie. If you've seen Nosferatu, then you kind of get the gist of what Dracula is. While Nosferatu is very stylistic and gritty and the tone is very dark, this one is kind of lighthearted, if that makes sense. Take that with a grain of salt because there are scenes in here that are pretty crazy, okay? There are some scenes that you realize, oh yeah, this is why this movie is rated R. But this version of Dracula, I feel, tells more of the love story. Dracula is becoming Dracula because he was so in love with his wife. In the preparation of them going to war, he makes a pact with the priest and he tells the priest, hey, tell your God to not let anything happen to my wife. And the priest assures him that everything will be okay. That doesn't end up happening, okay? And in the ruthlessness that it is, Dracula actually comes out and basically challenges God. And that's what makes God punish him.
Tell the old God that until he brings me back my wife, my life no longer belongs to him.
This takes, religion and reincarnation and all those sort of things and kind of flips it on his head a little bit. Dracula is basically trying to find his wife again, and not in the literal sense, but in the sense of her reincarnation. And he is going about it in centuries. I mean, centuries and centuries and centuries where he has lived over 400 years old and trying to find the love of his life. That really is something very sweet to say, in a time where relationships and love can feel like something that is very, disposable. It's cool to watch a story where a man literally gave up his eternal life to be reunited with the woman that he loved. And it's something noble about that. Show Dracula's less ruthless side, but more like sensual side. I don't know how to explain it. Like, there's a part where he puts on this cologne and he like attracts all the women around him. You know what I mean? And it was like, that was a very cool thing I never knew about. I didn't know if that's a real thing or if they just kind of wanted a different plot point to show like, hey, this is how he gets his women or this is how he seduces them. We all know what glamour is if we watch True Blood, but it's kind of different when you come out and you say you have like this cologne that you put on. It's crazy because he goes into this house full of nuns and like basically makes them devout their whole entire faith simply because of that, perfume. To me, I kind of felt like it was dope. It was kind of more of the adult side of him, more about seducing them, if that makes sense. And frankly, I kind of dig that. Caleb Landry Jones plays a really good Dracula. I can see why they picked him. Some people might look at him and be like, oh, I can't stand you. But he had that like vicious side, but he also had that like suave side. You know what I'm saying? Frankly, I thought he was a good cast for Dracula. You can see the duality in that. And honestly, they did a really good job with it. Like I said in the beginning, there are very much a lot of similarities with this movie and Nosferatu. Some of the shots were very similar. They use the same kind of castle. Like, a lot of the story is the same, right? Both movies are essentially about Dracula. If you like Nosferatu, then I think that you will enjoy this movie. It's not going to compare to Nosferatu because, in my opinion, Nosferatu cinematically is a way better movie. This movie is more of like a good time. Like, do I think that you can go out and rush to the movies and watch it? Me personally, I don't know. I don't know if it has that strength, But if you saw it on Netflix or you saw it on Hulu or any other streaming service, it's definitely something that you could probably watch. This would be a different kind of date movie if you ask me. Director Luke Benson did a really good job with what he had. You know, like you probably filmed around the same time Nosferatu happened, so you're trying not to run the same things. And frankly, you do have enough here from him that separates this movie from it. It's just hard if you've watched the other one. You like, okay, I know the story again. What are we going to tell different? You know, you're kind of waiting for that to happen. I will say it does happen. It just takes a little bit to get there. There are parts in the movie where I'm just like, man, this is taking a while. Like, when are we going to get to the payoff? And I'm not sure if that's because he was just trying to stretch it out or what, but it just had a little moments where it did have a little bit of a lull, if that makes sense. Overall, I'm going to give Dracula a C+, because the atmosphere was great. It was a cool, refreshing story on an old classic. And frankly, I need some of that perfume. That being said, let me know in the comments, do you like what they're doing with the new Dracula? Do you want that kind of interview with the vampire style? Or do you want that kind of like him being more vicious? Let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. That being said, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe. And remember, life's too short to watch bad movies. So let me help you with that. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. YouTube thinks you're going to like this one, so click on it and don't prove them wrong. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. I'm on a mission here.